In September 2017, the inflation rate in Ecuador fell. So based on this, there is they said reducing the interest rate from 8.25 to 7.75. That means there's a fall or a cut in the interest rate. Now, this is an example of what? It's monetary policy. Why is it monetary policy? We say monetary policy is the use of interest rate, foreign exchange rate, or money supply by government to correct the economy or to manipulate the economy. That is what monetary policy is about. So I think that point is clear. So the first answer is for B1, it's A. Now we'll move on. Identify and briefly explain two possible causes of inflation. What is inflation itself? Inflation is a persistent rise in the price of goods and services within an economy. That's inflation. So we have three types of inflation, but we need two here anyway. So we're going to talk about demand pull inflation and cost push inflation. So for demand pull inflation, it means that this is an inflation that occurs as a result of an increase in aggregate demand within the economy. When aggregate demand increases in the economy, it might mean that demand exceeds supply. That is demand pull inflation. Then we have cost push. For cost push inflation, it means the cost of factors of production is rising over the time for firms. As a result, their cost of production has increased, bringing about an increase in the price of goods and services. Do you get it?
Yes.
The cost of factors of production increase. That means the factor inputs like land, labor, capital is increasing. As a result, the cost of production increases. That is cost push inflation. Is it clear?
Yeah.
So go on to question C. Consumers will always benefit from a reduction in interest rates. Assess this statement. First, what is interest rate? Interest rate is the price of borrowing or savings. That is what interest rate is. So a reduction in interest rate will bring about one, I wrote, a fall in interest rate makes the borrowing becomes cheaper. So if borrowing becomes cheaper, what does that imply? It means households will be able to borrow more, allowing them to have an increase in their purchasing power. And having an increase in your purchasing power means your living standard might improve. Do you get the first point here? Borrowing becomes cheaper. As a result, you can borrow more to spend. So spending more than what you used to spend improves your standard of living. That's the first one. The second point is about the mortgage. So if interest rate reduces, that means the amount you have to spend on mortgage, what you have to spend on mortgage will reduce. As a result, making you to have more real income with you, which is another advantage. I think it's clear. So go to question C. Ecuador has one of the lowest unemployment rates in Latin America. In October 2017, it was 5.8%. The government claimed that this was the result of its focus on